things. And I actually have a panel of incredible customer gatherers that I'm going to bring out here in just a second. But I wanted to talk really quick about, I want to give you guys just a little bit of back history about me. Because I got into network marketing, I kind of fell into it. I was a paramedic for about 17 years, and I've never sold a thing in my life. I didn't think I was good at that, because I had never done it, right? And then I had a product experience, and I say this a lot because I feel like that's a very relatable thing, right? A lot of people end up getting into this industry because of a product experience, especially with the products that we have. And so I had a product experience, you guys. I had 400 Facebook friends. Nobody cared what I had to say about anything. No one cared, not even my mom, honestly. Like, not because she doesn't love me, but she just wasn't on Facebook. Like, nobody cared. But I had a product experience, the product that I wasn't expecting that kind of a reaction from. Like, it literally changed my life, and I couldn't shut up about it. I got so loud, real fast, because it changed my life. I didn't have anybody guiding me or showing me what to do or telling me what to do. I just started talking about what I was experiencing. And it was insane, you guys. It blew up. Really, like, in my face, actually. And I remember the girl who I had purchased the product from, and she was like, I don't know if you know this, but you can actually, like, pay $20 to upgrade your account, get your own link. And I was like, okay. I don't know what that means. I didn't know how to log into my account. I had no idea what I was doing. And she was like, well, you have a lot of people interested. You should think about that. And I was like, okay. And so I did. And it exploded from there. And one of the things that I wanted to share with you guys, and I brought notes out, so if I reference them, I want to stay a little on track, before I bring my panel out. But one of the biggest things about it was that my mindset from the beginning never varied, even though I'm now here at Trinot, right? I started in a different company. Now here at Trinot. And the thing that has been the biggest, every single month, every conversation is my brain is like, what I have my hands on, you need this. And I'm not gonna stop talking about it until you get it in your hands. Mm-hmm. And that has always been in my brain. Every person I talk to, every post that I make about what the product's doing for me or others, that's what's going on in my brain. I'm thinking that I can't stop talking about this until you get it in your hands. So, and I'm gonna bring my panel out here in just a minute, because they're incredible, you guys. And I really wanted you to hear from people that are every normal, average, everyday people having success sharing these products. But I will tell you that my mindset around what I had my hands on has been hands down the most important piece of me being able to have success gathering customers. I have done well at that from the beginning of my career, because I wouldn't shut up about it, and I could not stop thinking about how many people were waiting for me to tell them about it. And I know that all of you guys sitting here sitting in these seats, I know that you have people in your brains. Every time we release a new product, you see another testimony about Daily Health System or our collagen or whatever. You're thinking about somebody, right? Mm-hmm. I still do. Mm-hmm. I know somebody that really needs to get on this. Every time you make a post, you have a conversation, be thinking about that. Because there are people waiting for you to show up that they're living a different life. How many people have you heard from that are either customers or associates that say, I wish I would have started sooner? Yeah. Right? We hear that from people all the time. And every time I kind of kick myself, did I reach out sooner? When did I have that conversation with them? How many people am I talking to about this? Because this is a very, if you come at this from the mindset of being a very selfless person, I want to help you feel better. I want to help you not be broke. Every conversation I'm having, that's what I'm thinking about. The other thing I wanted to just quick add in here, because I've completely already deviated from my notes, is when you guys are making your posts and you're staying consistent. We already know we got to be consistent, right? Mm-hmm. With reaching out. Your Facebook profile, whether you know it or not, the minute you sign up with Trinot, that's your storefront. Mm-hmm. It is. Every single thing you post is either going to draw a certain type of person or deflect a certain type of person. I had to make that switch in my mind. And if you knew me about 5-6 years ago, you know what I'm talking about. So always thinking about that and understanding that people want to buy products from people that they like and they trust. And Kylie talked about this morning a little bit. Creating that trust that doesn't need to take weeks, guys. It doesn't need to take a long time for you to build a really good trusting relationship with people. You have to be authentic, you have to be consistent, and people need to see that from you. When they look at your storefront, when they're having that conversation with you. People are gonna buy from people that they like and they trust. And you can build that very quickly. But think about that when you're making your posts. One of the best things that I ever learned from somebody, which I had kind of already been doing inadvertently, was every time I made a post, I was thinking about one particular person. Who is that person that needs what I'm talking about? Is it this business? And I know I'm supposed to be talking about customers, but it's for all of it, really. Who is that person? Or what would I be saying to that one lady that I know she's constantly struggling with her weight or her sleep? She's constantly talking about being broke all the time. I'm talking to her when I make that post. You will be shocked at how many people are going to respond to that emotion that you put out there towards that one lady. Now, she might not ever respond to you, but I guarantee that will work. That is one of the things that I do almost every single time. Sometimes I don't have a lot of inspiration, and I can tell by my post. Like, I just gotta get some content out there, and it just falls on its face. But when I speak to that one person, I get tons of engagement. I get people that are interested, and they're in my inbox. So I want you to think about that when you're reaching out. I want you to think about what you're putting in your storefront. What kinds of things are you thinking when you make that post? What kinds of things are you thinking when you're having those conversations? That's also hugely important. You might not think that comes across, it 100% does. If you think it's too expensive, if you think it doesn't really work that well, if you think whatever it is, no matter what you say, it's gonna come across that way. So you've gotta be thinking up here that what you have your hands on, because this is also not a lie. Did we not just hear about the award that we won?
Yeah.
I mean, that's like the first one, right? That's not gonna be the only one. We're just at the beginning of that part of the industry exploding. So when you're having those conversations, you're making the post, you're sending the message, what's going on up here and what kinds of things are you thinking about? Because if you think it's too expensive, if you think that it's maybe not gonna work so well, if you are ready or geared up for them to be like, I can't afford that, I don't have time, that's exactly what you're gonna get back. Every time. And then you're gonna get frustrated because it's not working, right? It's not working. That's exactly what I tell people every time that they come to me saying, I'm just really struggling to convert. Well, let's talk about how are you coming across in Messenger and what are you thinking about? Are you thinking what I have my hands on? Every single person needs this. One of the things that I've been adding in, some people might not like this, but I'm being completely authentic in it, is when I have conversations with people about the products, I say, love yourself enough to give this 30 days. That has been a really powerful conversion in the conversation. Love yourself enough to try this for 30 days. We got a money back guarantee. Do you know how many returns I have in my downline? I don't actually know, but not many. I know that much. I know it's not a lot, okay, because I would see that. But all that to say, I know my personal customers, that's not happening because I believe in what I have my hands on.
Yeah.
And they grab that belief from me when we have the conversation. And I say things like, love yourself enough to give this 30 days. Be gentle with your body. It doesn't work in the first week, be gentle with yourself. Give it 30 days.
Yeah.
I have people coming back month after month after month, even if they're having slow results with something, because they've grabbed onto the belief that I'm giving them when we're having those conversations. It works. Oh my word, it's already been 11 minutes. Let me bring out my panel, because I really want you guys to hear from them. These people are incredible, and I picked each of them individually because, like I said, they're average, everyday, normal people that are having extraordinary results in customer gathering. Even with the Drapers. Let me bring out Chris and Cridey Draper first. Give them a round of applause, you guys. These are Branson Diamonds. And they've built their following extremely authentically and organically. And we're going to ask them a couple questions about that because I love people that have done that successfully. The next, we're going to bring out Vero Padilla. And then Dana Reese. Bring her out too. I love her. They all agreed to be up here with me. But you guys, each one of them, like I said, are having extraordinary results every single month by just doing the things. That's for me. What? Amy! Amy! No, she wasn't. That was me. We're starting with Amy. Oh, I love you. I love you more. They're giving me a lot of grace. Okay, so I just had a couple of questions that I was going to ask them, and I thought they could share some of their tips for you guys on what they're doing to achieve their results, because I think it applies to everybody, right? So the first question I had for you guys is, where are you finding your potential customers? So Amy, please share.
All right, I feel like I got the award, right? Okay, so customers, where do you find them? First of all, who uses social media, right? Like, it is the tool. It's really how I built my business. But you have to be on there, and it's a trifecta. I think a lot of times people pick like little pieces that they want to do, and it's showing up. I mean, some of this is going to be redundant, but it's showing up. There is not a day that I do not open my business side, right? And it's not the business. Like, I maybe post about the business twice a week, but I'm adding value. I'm sharing my family. I'm being real. People buy from who they like and trust, right? So I'm sharing recipes or something inspirational, and that's going to drive people to look at my stories. I take my products that I'm already using in my stories daily, and then that drives people. I look at who's viewing my stories, and then I say, hey, listen, I just noticed you were looking at my story. Are you being a supportive friend, or do you want to know more? And y'all, so many times people are like, oh, well, I was being a friend, but yeah, tell me more, actually. And so that is the key. And then Reels, you have to post the Reels, because the same people that are looking at your post, a whole different group, are just looking at Reels. So it's that trifecta. And then knowing that it's a networking business, right? So every single person I meet in real life, I'm gonna Facebook friend them everywhere. Church, homeschool groups, baseball. Like, if I know your first and last name, we're becoming buddies on Facebook. It's my business database. And I'm very intentional about that. And then the other little nugget that I will just say is my Facebook memories. This has been a huge resource for me. I don't know about y'all, I've been on Facebook since 2009. I wasn't in a business. I had 300 friends just posting my babies, right? But y'all, I had a new customer last week, 70 years old, who asked me to call her. She was like, I've been following you since you had that first baby. And can you help me order this stuff? And so I'm like, I didn't even know her. She's in California, right? But I go to my Facebook memories. I look at who liked, who hearted, those things, and I jump in their messenger. I'm like, hey girl, I was just looking at Facebook. You commented on something in 2010. How funny is that? We haven't connected in so long. What's going on? Because then when you're in their messenger, guess what they're gonna see? They're gonna see about your business. They're gonna see about your stories. They're gonna see these products. And the way Facebook works, you're driving that. And honestly, they're gonna start asking. But even if they don't, like Kylie said, about 3 days later, I'm gonna say, you know what? You should really look at what I'm doing to make some extra money while I'm homeschooling these boys from home. Are you open to checking that out? It really, when you get into this flow, you can do it, and you just have to be intentional. So
yeah, I love that. I don't use my memories enough, so I'm glad.
Oh, and the good thing about memory, sorry, I know we're tight, but it's you're building and also a content database. Anytime I cannot think of what I want to say this week, I'm so busy. I reposted something that I did 3 years ago. It was a little inspirational quote, and I was like, oh, that's good for today. Click. And so you new people especially, you're not doing this in vain. You're literally building a database of content and people. Go to your memories every morning. A lot of times is how I really jumpstart my day and getting into action.
That's really good. All right, Beryl, you share what you do to find
So, what was the question again?
How do you find potential customers? Where do you find them?
Well, I'm Beto from the ghetto, so I'm out there. I just got 2 customers on the way over here by buying these pretty little earrings I have. Let me just tell you guys something. There's always an opportunity for me. I mean, I build rapport wherever I go. I was gambling last night, and this lady, poor little old lady, she kept holding her knee, and she's like, oh, you know, honey, I said, I used to be like that. Let me tell you, we both stopped playing our machine, and I done sold her a package. Just like that. I was literally, she wanted to follow me back to my room, and my husband's like, no. He's like, no. But you guys, I mean, look at me. I'm always excited. This is me all day, every day. So many of you guys come in my messages every day. I think I get more messages from you guys than I actually do from but I'm always out there. Like, I can be in a grocery store, I can be at church, I joined my kids' high school PTA. Let me just tell you something. I'm gonna get ya. Like no lies. Like that is how I'm getting customers.
That is true. If you haven't met her yet, come up and say hi to her. I've never met anybody that prospects. No one is safe. No one is safe when you're around her. She will prospect literally everybody immediately. She doesn't even wait for the trust. She's in. I love it. It's the best. Thank you. Okay.
Hello, y'all. So customers are everywhere. We build a lot on social media because I decided, probably 8 years ago that I was gonna put my life out there. And so we've always our kids, what we're doing, and people have started following. And guess what? People are gonna be friends with you on Facebook, and they're gonna follow because they relate to you. But if you're not putting yourself out there as authentic and as you, then they're not gonna trust you, right? So my biggest tip is definitely to, number one, be vulnerable. It's really hard. Trust me, who's seen my pictures? They are not pretty. But as far as weight loss goes, but I can't tell you the amount of people, by seeing that picture that was so hard for me to post, that have come to me and said, you made me know that I wasn't alone. And that right there will tell you that they're gonna be, number one, comfortable to purchase from you, although it's not about purchasing, right? It's about helping. And so when you shift your mindset to, I wanna sell this DHS system, to there's all of these people that probably felt or feel now like I did back in May. And they are going to benefit from this. And when you shift that mindset, it kind of brings a whole different just a whole different level to posting with intention and to sharing your story, right? Create your story. I know we've talked a lot about that. A lot of people have touched on creating your story, but your story is going to be different than every single other person in here. And that's what's going to set you apart. That's what's going to find the people, the customers that are going to relate to you, that are going to want to purchase from you, that are going to want to connect with you. Another big tip I say is when people are saying, okay, what is this? I get a lot of comments, okay, what is this? What are you using? What are you doing, right? Connect with that person. Don't send them info. Don't, say, oh, you need to go buy this, right? Ask questions, don't tell. Because then they're going to start opening up to you, they're gonna trust you, they're gonna connect with you, they're gonna relate with you, and they're gonna be a customer for life. That's my biggest tip. Chris can tell you about, he's more of an in-person person. I am the social media person.
Well, and let me say really fast to Chris before you start. You don't need to have a crazy story to share your story. Sometimes people are like, well, I didn't come from anything bad. Well, I didn't lose a ton of weight. Well, every single person each of you have a story that you can be sharing that can pair with this business, with the products you're using. You're here because these products are working for you, right? If none of them worked for you, you probably wouldn't be in this room. They are. So it doesn't have to be a crazy, amazing story for you to be able to share it. So I just wanted to add that in too. Go ahead, Chris.
To piggyback on what Katie said, basically everybody here has their own story. Now, your story may be different than the person that you're sitting next to, but there's 1,000 million people out there that share something similar to your story that are going to identify with your story. So share your story, no matter what it is. You've heard Sarah's story. A lot of us have heard Sarah's story, and some people are going to identify with that more than they identify with Katie's story or with Amy's story. It's just the way it is. As far as me, I am very much an in-person person. I will talk. I rather pick up the phone and talk to you on the phone than text you. That's just the type of person that I am. But when it comes to this product and how we market this product, there is nobody safe. Like Vero said, the Uber driver on the way here, he has my link in his phone now. The guy at the front desk that checked us in, he has his link in his phone now. I talk to people. I'm a football dad. I'm at the field almost every single day with my boys. The coaches all know me. The sideline judges know me. Everybody knows me. And so they've watched me go from this, 250-pound guy to a 185-pound guy. And so they've seen the results. And because they've seen those results, they'll ask you, what are you doing? The shot? Absolutely not. I would never touch that. I am doing something natural and I'm doing something different. And then they go, okay, and that leads them into more questions. Then we start talking and, hey, guess what? We end up with new customers. It's that simple. Being honest, being vulnerable, telling your story, it almost sounds too simple, but it is that simple. It is literally that simple. So don't make it hard. Who said that this morning? Don't make it simple. Don't get into drama. Just make it simple.
Yeah.
Again, kind of piggybacking on everything they've said, there's people everywhere, guys, everywhere. So if you are not active, have a lot of followers, like she said, she didn't have a lot of followers or friends out front. Anywhere you go, like she said, grocery stores, schools, activities, anything you're doing, people can relate to you in so many different areas. So yes, I do get a lot of people from Facebook, but again, I'm kind of like Chris. I'm more of a people person, in person. I would rather talk to someone on the phone. I have a lot of older clients that prefer that. So you kind of have to figure out your clientele. You'll have people that want to do the voice clips, want to do the messaging, want to do the phone calls. So it just kind of depends on your person and how you are. And the main thing is you just have to be real. You've got to be real with people. If you're not real, they're not going to be able to relate to you. They're not going to, again, trust you, as you've heard that from so many people today. Just putting yourself out there. So the more you are available, the more you are apparent to everyone, whether it be on Facebook or TikTok or whatever your jam may be. You've got to show that excitement. You've got to be available at all times and just let people know what you've got your hands on and talk about it. Again, if you don't have your open sign on, nobody knows what you've got your hands on.
That's true. I'm going to actually ask you the next question too.
Okay.
So I think one of the big things that people struggle with is, obviously we know that the fortune's in the follow-up, right? We know that. We know that you literally have to continue to follow up with somebody. I follow up with people until they pass away. If I get the obit, fine, then we can be done talking. But other than that, we're going to continue to have conversations. Even if I stop asking you about the product, like, we're going to still have conversation. And so, for a bit. And so, what do you do how do you do your follow-up? What's your verbiage for follow-up, especially if, let's say, they were interested, because I know this happens a lot, they were interested and then they go dark. They're no longer responding to you. What do you do with that?
Okay, there's several different ways you can approach this. So like she said, till you see their obituary, whatever. A lot of times people are like that. You will have customers that'll come at you and literally send them a link. They purchase the same day within 10 minutes. And I'm like, man, that was easy. And then you've got people that you have to work on that literally will ghost you, that ask you for the link, and then you're like, where did you go? What's going on? So again, you just have to follow up. I usually do, after the first message, we talked, we've kind of gotten in each other's inboxes, I will message them about 2 days later and say, hey, did you have a chance to check that link out? Did it work for you? What are your questions? What'd you love? What can I help you with? Sometimes they reply back, sometimes they don't, right? So if not, I follow up again the next day. And I kind of reiterate what I just said. Again, if we're not where we're going, and you know they need this product, they've reached out to you, they've told you their life story, they need this product. And the thing is, I will say, it's about them, not about you. So make sure that you are relaying that as well, that you're not wanting that sale, that you're not pressuring them in that way, because then they'll feel like they're a number. You don't want them to feel that way. So with that being said, sometimes I'll come back, depending on their personality and how well I know them, I'll be like, he's still there? Hello? Are you sick? Do I need to come check on you? What's going on? Oh, just playing, I was just checking in, seeing when we can get you to feeling better. Let's get this order today so it can be on its way to you tomorrow. Things such as that. So you can kind of fix your verbiage how you need to depending on the person, because obviously you should have already made a relationship with them and you kind of know their relationship. So you're not just throwing something out there at them. Yeah, that's good.
Do I need to repeat it?
No.
Okay.
So when somebody starts to go dark on you, she hit it on the head right there. It's, you got to play that. You got to play that nice. If you start to pressure somebody, they're gonna. Just think how you feel when you get pressured. If you go to a car lot and you're getting pressured to buy a car that you're not really sure that you want, and they start to push back, right? And so you don't want to enter that stage of a relationship with a possible new customer where somebody's pushing you back. You want to have them invite you in. So it's really important in that aspect to basically take what they're saying, and what I learned many, many years ago in the corporate world is actively listen to them. And what are they telling you? What are they saying? What are they saying about their health? What are they saying about their life? What are they saying about their circumstances and what their kids and what are they dealing with and all those types of things? And actively listen to that. And then come back with some sort of a possible solution. And sometimes that solution might just be, you know what, you need to take a little bit of time for yourself. And sometimes that solution is, you know what, you sound like you're in the need of making a few extra bucks, and this could really help you make a few extra bucks. That's for the associate side. Or they're having health issues, and you say, you know what, this could really help you, and maybe that might make you feel better and give you some of that freedom back that you may be having issues with because you're spending so much time at a doctor or so much whatever. So you can literally tailor your responses if you actively listen to what they're saying to you.
Yeah, yeah, that's good.
I would say, I want to talk about a couple different follow-ups, because there's different types of follow-ups, right? We want to grab new customers, but we also want to retain those customers we already have. And I think that's a really big part of the follow-up, right? Following up with the new customers that haven't ordered yet, but those customers that are already on the products, they need to have just as much time. And so I would say set a dedicated time, whatever day of the week it is, and literally get out your customer list and go back to each customer and literally ask them, how are you doing? How are you feeling? What are you loving? Has this been helping your whatever they were dealing with, right? And get them to open up. Will some of them not answer you? Absolutely. But guess what? The next week, go back and do it again. I can't say how important that is from the moment that they do order those products from you to reaching out to them saying, oh my gosh, I am so excited that you are gonna finally try this. Here's some great getting started tips. Put it in your notes. Do a guide, whatever products, for all the different products, right? And to say, you know, a lot of times the one I send is, if you have this product, this is how I love to take it. Now we can adapt it to what your body needs, right? But give them personal guidance, because guess what? That's gonna build that relationship with that customer even stronger. And they are going to come back to you if they're having a problem. They're going to come back to you if they have a question, instead of feeling like they're just out there alone, right? They can go order anything from any website and not have that personal connection. So make it a point of that they know why they ordered from you. As far as following up with potential leads, right? People that comment on your post, people that send you a message. Chris, I love what he said, and I was kind of going to go down that route about, again, coming back to asking questions. Don't make it about you trying to sell something to them. Don't make it about you trying to just give them information. Ask them, why do you want to try this? Like, what intrigued you to comment on my post? What intrigued you to send me a message? And then listen and get to know that person, because guess what? The next time, if they don't order right away, when you do go back to that messenger and you send them another message like, hey, just checking up, you know, have you thought about more of that or anything like that, they're going to be more likely to respond to you because you've already started building that relationship with them. And I think that's a huge part of follow-up.
We're still on ghosting, right?
Yes.
Do you really think that a lot of people ghost me? I mean, I wasn't lying to you guys when I say I'm coming for you. But if I know you, I'm coming to your house. I'm gonna knock on your door. I'm gonna invite you out for coffee. Like, I'm not even lying to you guys. I have product on me all the time. So if there's something you guys wanna try, my store is literally open. Like, I've got every type of sample you can think of. But I do the voice memos. I'm so good at it. Hey girl, hey! Like, that is like how I get, you know, or if you're a guy, I'm like, hey, what's up? You know? But like, it's really hard for people to ghost me because I'm so consistent and I'm persistent. Like, I've never wanted something so bad. So, yeah, and it's not about us, it's about them. And then, you know, I let them go so far, you know, I'm like, okay. Then I reel them back. I'm like, oh, how's your baby doing? Oh, how's the family? Oh my God, girl, I love that recipe. Can you send it to me? Like, I do what I gotta do, right? We all do, right?
Stay in contact.
Who wants to ghost me now?
So many of these things I was going to say, especially the question. The questions are the key. The questions are the key to closing, because at the follow-up point, you already know that they're interested in what you've got your hands on, right? And so if you've asked them right out, you know, in the beginning, hey, listen, why, you know, I always say, if you had a magic wand, it could change something about your health. You know, what is it? Even if they ask me about the DHS system, like, well, what is it? You know, well, maybe it's energy and weight loss. Well, then as I'm following up, I learned a long time ago, you follow up with value. You don't just, hey, just checking in. What's going on, girl? Right? You follow up with intention. So it's, hey, listen, I haven't heard from you in a couple of days. I know that you need this energy or need better energy. I know that you're wanting to get started on weight loss. Holidays are coming. Let's get you ordered so that you can start feeling better and be a better mom for your kids or whatever it is. But you use the intel that you've gained from the questions to help to close them, because then that also tells them you're listening to them, right? You care, you're creating that trust thing. I also am big into, if I followed up once after I've sent them the link, which by the way, no one orders hardly on the first time, right? Like, you've got to keep following up. And so then I share testimony. I find a testimony in our ATM group that matches energy and weight loss. We'll just keep on that subject. And I screenshot it and I drop it in the messenger and say, hey, listen, I saw this testimony today. Totally reminded me of you. can we go and get you started on this so this could be your story too, okay? Then they may ghost me, let's just pretend that they do. Guess what? I'm haunting them on social media. They are on my list, I am commenting on everything they've done. I'm like, they can't not see me, but in a different non-business way. And then I'm jumping in their message, maybe they've posted something about Susie, who was on the baseball field, and I'm in their messenger. Oh my gosh, my kid plays soccer too. That's so fun. Da, da, da. I'm thinking of ways constantly to keep connecting with them, not about the business. Maybe I found a new recipe that has helped me, or a book on my hormones, and they had talked about that. How can you consistently add value outside this business? This is a networking business. It's human connection. And when people know that you care about them and you're not just trying to get that sale, it's going to peak. And sometimes, y'all, they're just busy. And I say that too. I'm like, hey, listen, I know you want to feel better. I want it, but we can't do it without this. Life is busy. Why don't you send me your info? I'll get your order in for you. And that way it'll be done. Sound good? Y'all, so many times they're like, yes. Because here's the deal, that's how I am. If someone tells me they will take my info so I can order something, I'm like, thank you, please. I've got a guy with health insurance. He has followed up with me, and I was thinking about him. I'm like, more of us need to do. He's followed up with me almost every other day. And guess what? I've been ghosting him every day. Not because I don't want the plan, I want it. I just haven't had time to deal with it. So quit making it about you and that you think that they're annoyed with you or think that you're being spammy. They're just living their life, and until they tell you they don't want it, to leave them alone or they've died, you just keep on. But think of ways to add value. Think of things. Every time you don't want to be in there just about the business, you got to sprinkle in some other stuff too.
Yeah, I absolutely love that. And that was exactly what I was going to say too. Because sometimes people are like, nobody's liking my posts, they're ignoring me in Messenger. How many posts do we scroll by on the average without ever liking, loving, or commenting? I mean, if you set it right now for 30 seconds, I bet you would slide through 20, 30 of them, right? They're being seen. It's the same thing as in Messenger. Like, we don't know what's going on in their life. I'm the same way. I get so busy, I feel terrible when I have ghosted somebody because I'm like, I gotta get that done. Assume that. Not that they don't want your stuff and not that you're bothering them. Assume that instead. So, okay, we're out of time. Thank you guys so much for having me.